Yeah, Cam will arrive this afternoon. So yeah, it'd be good to see him. Can't wait to give him a hug.
Spoken to him? How's it
Yep.
going?
I'll naturally, he's been pretty upset over the last couple of days. But I think the last couple of days he's been where he's needed to be, and that's with his mum and his sister, and he spent some time with them. And yeah, he's on his way back into camp now.
How do you think you'll be able to flick a switch and get into the camera Munster that you guys need tomorrow night on the field,
Yeah, unfortunately there's not a switch for this. So yeah, it's not that easy.
What about the other guys? Obviously, want to be a shot for them.
Yeah.
It's something that people don't have a lot of experience in dealing with. How's it affecting them? What's their sort of mood?
Yeah. Naturally, they care for Cam. He's a good mate of all of us, and first and foremost, we feel for him. We feel for his family. Tragic circumstances, and it was a real sad and somber mood over the last couple of days. So, like myself, I'm sure the lads are looking forward to seeing him and getting around him as well.
Billy, from the outside looking in, we probably see Cam Munster the larrikin quite a lot, Cam Munster the competitor, but do we get to see just how courageous Cam Munster is tomorrow night?
I think we see that regularly, how courageous he is, and in many forms, not just physically, but the way he goes after his footy, him as a person. And look, there was a fair bit of uncertainty with Munn on Sunday morning when I was sitting in his room, but the one thing he was certain about is he was very certain that he was playing on Wednesday night. That's one thing that he was very firm with. He didn't have a lot of answers for a lot of other things, but he gave that one to me pretty straight.
What about yourself, Billy? I'm sure this is something you haven't had to deal with as a coach before either. So
No.
Really, a couple of difficult situations. Yourself,
Yeah.
He said he was playing, but you must have had something in the back of your mind, sort of doubts that maybe as things set in for you.
No, I didn't actually. No. Once he said I'll be playing Wednesday night, that was it for me. No, I haven't dealt with this as a coach, but I've dealt with it as a person. I lost my father in January, so I know what it's like. And Cam's an inspiration for many people. He's a hero to many people in Queensland, and I can only imagine, his dad would have been his first inspiration and his first hero. So, he'd be hurting right now, and that's why he needs us and he needs his family. And the one thing about Cam is he's never let anyone down in the past, and I don't expect that in the future.
You have a lot of club leaders, club captains. Do you expect them to sort of, share the load, share that leadership tomorrow?
Yeah, I've already seen that. The group has been amazing, and although they were emotional and feeling for their mate on Sunday, they trained quite well. So, it was a credit to them the way that they could go out and continue their preparation, because at the end of the day, their skipper's going to need them on Wednesday night.
Are there any words of wisdom you could share for Cam, Billy, having gone through this yourself recently?
No, not really. Not really. It's not really. There's not real words that fix any of this.
Billy, how's the team come together? Like you got Gemma, Papa, same storylines this game. How's the team sort of come together last week?
Yeah, it's a luxury for you, isn't it?
The Blues sort of niggles have been well documented. Payne Haas, do you expect to run a few sort of missiles like Papa to players like Payne Haas and test them out?
That hasn't been a tactic, no. I think we've seen in the past that when Payne takes the field, he's an incredible player, and he gives his all, and we expect nothing else on tomorrow night. So no, we haven't had that sort of chat or anything.
Have you harnessed the emotion of Cam's feelings and good balls that game tomorrow?
Yeah, look to be honest, we haven't seen Cam since he's left camp. We'll get around him this afternoon. We've got a captain's run. Will he take part in that? I'm not sure yet. We'll assess it when he gets into camp, and then we'll go from there. So, yeah, like I said, there's no textbook for this sort of stuff. You've got to making sure that you're touching on the human element of it. Which we are, and his priorities was to be with his family. Now he wants to come back into camp and get ready for a State of Origin game. It's a huge game, and he wants to be a part of that.
What impact has that had on the team? Like nobody could judge him.
No.
What kind of effect has that had on the players?
Yeah, I'm sure it'll give him a huge boost. To see their mate going through, something that you only go through once in your life, losing your father. I'm sure it's going to have a huge impact on them.
And Billy's talking about it's never been done before, winning back-to-back away games to win the series for Queensland. Is that something that players are really embracing, the chance to create their own history?
Yeah, that's been touched on. We'd never won over in Perth either up until 3 weeks ago. So, no Queensland team has been on the road after losing the first game, and wrap the series up, and that's the opportunity, and that's all it is right now, is an opportunity. The players and the coaching staff have been really focused on the preparation, the process that involves getting to 8 o'clock on Wednesday night in the best physical and mental shape possible, and then the 80 minutes is the most important part of the preparation. The performance out there is essential, because essentially the rest means nothing.
What makes you confident this is the right combination? Like you can do what you do for strangers or whatever. Why are you confident this is the right combination?
I didn't say I was confident, Jacko. It's been a great preparation, apart from the obvious, and that took priority for a portion of the preparation, which it should have. But outside of that, the guys are locked into their game, and it's just about getting our game on.
Billy, on Slater, I'd like to see from
Just what he's been bringing for the Dolphins. He's a wonderful player. We want to bring his strengths out in our footy team, and he'll contribute to the footy team in his own way. So he's a very unique style of fullback to a lot of the other ones, and we need to make sure that we adapt to that. Yeah, a bit of everything. Just what he brings to the footy team, and like I said, he's got his own unique style, and it's about us adjusting our style to help him, but also him fitting into the way Queensland play.
So you talk about getting your game on that first half in Perth. It's quite a stop-start sort of affair. Does that kind of a game suit Queensland, do you think?
Not necessarily, no. I don't think that. The game is the game, and we need to play our best football. That's what our focus is, and we can't control anything outside of that. Yeah, that's a good question. There's a lot of emotion involved in the game, but at the end of the day, it's a game of football. You need to focus on football. Football's important. So, stepping outside of that can be detrimental to the team.
Queensland has a superior record in deciders. Is there a formula for that stuff? And why you perform so well on the big stuff?
Yeah, look, I think you can write your own narrative, whichever way you want to look at it. Queensland might have a good record in deciders. No Queensland team is presented with this opportunity and overcome it. There's so many narratives you could write. You just got to pick one.
What about Papa? What's he brought in since he's been right in the campus?
It's a feel with Papa. Best way I could describe it is probably a calmness. Big Tino's been like a little puppy dog, following him around all week. So look, he's a great fella. We all know Papa. He's a humble, respectful man. He's done so much in the game. No Raider has played more games in the green jersey than Big Papa. He's right up there with all those greats, and he's a great of the Queensland State of Origin team. he gets one last opportunity to go out there and be the warrior he's been for such a long time.
Plenty of big game experience in this New South Wales team. Billy, lots
Yeah.
of guys played in a lot of grand finals. Does it give the Blues an edge?
Well, I don't know. Is that the narrative you want to run with? That's, yeah, you can find that. So they're a great team. We're not disrespectful to that. We're not naive to what they're going to bring. They're a wonderful footy team and they're playing at home, so it's going to be tough.
Bill, what's the narrative that you think is most important?
Well, that's for us and the players, and that's what we'll be talking about. So it's about our game. It's about the footy game. It's about what we can outlay and what we can control.
Do you spend much time on contingency plan if they're decided to stay with this game and not play tomorrow night?
No.
What's the key to putting back the fullbacks? Have you seen halves from both sides when it comes to the full?
Yeah.
How do you go about that?
Yeah, work on it. Work on it. That's what we're all chasing, right? We're all chasing, the best performance we can outlay. And you're probably right. Both teams probably haven't given that, so we could expect that on Wednesday night, I'd assume.
Just on Papalii, what are you expecting from like against Spikes? Is he setting out there trying to bring his philosophy, or what's his role?
Just to play his role. We don't need anything from Papa that he's not capable of giving. How long that is, we'll see.
Shibasaki, a bit of an unknown threat for the Blues. What have you seen from him in the build up to his
Yeah,
debut?
yeah, I've been really impressed with Gammett's, not just with the football, but without the football. He's worked really hard on, some of the principles of the game away from the football. Even before the tackle, he's got a great work ethic about him, and that's why he's in the position that he's in, and that's why he's in the footy team that he's in at the moment. So, it's a great story, a real inspiration to many people that, it's not working for you, it's not working for you. Well, you work hard enough and, the opportunity will be presented to you if you're building those sort of habits in your game, in life. So I'm sure there's plenty of Queenslanders up there in the north that are inspired by Gammett's rise this year.
Billy, how are you going personally? It's been a
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm good.
You have to have a lot of mental health check-ins with players throughout the course.
I think that's just normal being a mate. But no, I haven't consciously thought of that, no.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.